Okay, guys, Fuquan Bilal here, Passion for Real Estate Investments, PFREI. If you don't know, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Passion for REI. All right, I'm here now with another installment. I'm here with Martin Saenz. Martin, actually, I met Martin years ago, and he used to buy notes from me. Martin, he'll get into his background, but I wanted to bring him on a podcast to share his story. I think it's so amazing when I meet people who make a transition from everyday work life into the real estate business and who are passionate about it and also passionate about helping others in this journey. So I definitely wanted to bring Martin on to share his story. I met him a few years ago. He bought some assets from me, which was real estate notes. He's been involved in the business since then, helping others, doing joint ventures. And he also has a great podcast on Facebook, Note Investing Made Easier, and he's now an author of 2 books. I gotta write some more books. He now has 2 books, which are great. So we talk a little bit about that. But yeah, Martin, give your background, tell people a little bit about yourself, and why are you a passionate for real estate? We'll start with that.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I'd say in the 1990s, I was going through the traditional corporate track, whereby you get a 4-year education, you get an MBA, and then you go out for a safe and secure job. So I did that. I got my MBA. I got a corporate job, but what I found was that the corporate job was very unfulfilling. The drive to work, the answering to multiple bosses, hundreds of emails per day, and just a bunch of useless things that were occurring throughout the day. And it really just led me to realize that was not the track for myself. So I had the good fortune of getting fired in 2004 because it was just not, it was not in the cards for me, and it probably showed in some capacity. So from that point, my wife and I determined that let's not do that again. Corporate America is not for us, and went out and started our own company. It was a government contracting business that sold museum exhibit displays to the federal government. And we started that out of the basement of our homes, and just have done everything imaginable you can think of to get the small business off the ground. Making payroll the day of, having all the various financial difficulties, being significantly late on the mortgage, dealing with lit and loan. Thank you, lit and loan, for all the motivation that you've given me. I never understood. I would get lit and loan would send me a notice and they tell me you need to pay $15,000 to reinstate your mortgage, and I'm like, well, can I just send you a mortgage payment and we're good? And they're like, no, and I'd mail it in and they'd mail it back, and I was wondering, why won't they take money? They want money. They won't. So then, but anyway, turned around the small business. My wife and I started accumulating commercial and residential properties in 2009. So we did the landlording thing, sold the business in 2013, kept all the properties, and started note investing on a full-time level in 2013. Met up with Fuquan, all the other strong, reputable players in the industry, and just really started to hone my skills, put my systems together for note investing, and kind of built up a nice portfolio of loan modifications for myself that my family and I live off of today. Now, in 2017, I felt a calling to share my experience, not because my experience is not because I'm the wealthiest person, not because I'm the smartest person, but just because I had done certain steps that have led me to have certain successes, and I just felt a calling to share what I've done. So I wrote Note Investing Made Easier. It's sold like wildfire.
That's a great book. Yeah.
And thank you. And then I started becoming popular, as I say. I was never popular in high school or nobody picked me for sports or any of that. But then you write a book and like all of a sudden, like people are like, hey, can you teach me? Yeah. Can you this? Can you that? So I realized that there was a lack of quality training in the note space. I think that, and it's not, there's a lot of good programs out there, but there's also a lot of canned programs out there, and there's nothing really that's boutique and customizable for the individual person that wants to get into the business. So that's when I put together a workshop called Note Investing Made Easier, learning the fundamentals. And from that point, started a mentorship program and wrote and published Real Estate Note Investing Mentorship in September of 2000.
That's the latest one,
yeah,
right?
just 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And that's an Amazon bestseller. And they're both up there along with your book.
Yeah, that's great. It was, always a pleasure to see other people who've gotten into the business and take action and then share with others organically the things that they learn. I know I had you on some of the mastermind calls that I did and talk about asset management that you were doing for people. And I'm pretty sure you're probably still doing some of that with your joint ventures.
Yeah.
But, I like to talk about, you still have rentals, of course, right?
Yeah.
All right. So one time I sent you an email and I said, I want to talk about diversified hybrid real estate investing.
Yeah.
Right. And what I meant by that is that's the strategy that, I'm using now because pretty much you've been doing it, but just didn't know probably that you had that strategy because you start off with rentals, landlording, be going through the frustration, dealing with tenants, and you're still hands-on with some of that, I think.
Yeah, I self-manage on
self-manage, so it teaches you the business as well. And one day, when you build a trustworthy source, can take that over and you can outsource that too. Somebody that's not going to rob you on expenses and everything else. I'm sure that as you get older, you'll outsource that once you find a reputable company. But having that cash flow from your rentals and the cash flow from the notes, that's that diversified hybrid real estate investing because you have different types of asset classes. So if you find an opportunity with a non-performing note that you can take advantage of or a rental that you can buy, fix up and rent and bring more cash flow in for your family, your business, that's the hybrid model of having two different types of assets within the same vehicle. So that's what I meant when I was, talking about that. So how is that going for you? Is it something that you see yourself doing for long term? Are you trying to leverage your time and buy more paper and get rid of the real estate? What is your experience with that?
So I think the thing that I'm stopping, I'll start with there, is I haven't bought any residential properties in the past 2 years. So the idea of owning a single door with a consumer is not in my cards right now. I feel like, families can really beat the heck out of a property, living in the property 7 days out of the week, 24 hours a day. And so I'm going to continue accumulating commercial spaces because that's a good thing for my portfolio. I very much love real estate. I love bricks and mortar. I have, a bunch of my commercial spaces, they're all on 15-year notes. Half of them, I'm halfway through a bunch of them. So I'll own them outright in the next 7 years. And so it's more of a long-term annuities play for myself with the real estate, while the notes are a short-term cash flow play for myself.
Yeah.
So I kind of look at it
that way.
way.
Notes have a term, whether it's 10, 15 years after they pay off the loan. It's like, some people get excited when they get payoffs, and I'm like, oh my God, I wish they would have didn't do a refinance or they paid, certain situations, you need the cash to keep moving to buy more assets. But it's really a long-term investment strategy with the notes. So the real estate, you can use a depreciation. There's other factors in it you can take advantage of. So what's in the cards now? What are you working on now? What goals are you trying to achieve, let's say, the next couple of years in the note space with the educational platform you have on? Or your personal portfolio?
I think where I'm at now is I have to merge everything to keep it manageable. So, I see myself building a team around me. I'm a one-man show. I have been to date, but I can't stay like that forever. So building a team is going to be key. Education is good as I'm selectively bringing on people that, they have some sense, or they have some money in the bank, not a lot. I mean, a lot of my students have between about 50K to $1 million in the bank, and they have some level of sophistication with real estate or small business ownership. They have the time. They have the most importantly, they have the understanding of what it's going to take to start a new venture. I think that's the most significant thing out of everything. Not whether you have the $1 million in the bank, but do you have the sense of what you're getting into, and are you able to mentally handle that? Get all the rigors of getting set up in the note business, because it's a lot. So that type of person, bringing them on, teaching them the fundamentals of the note business, and then bringing them as a partner, growing with them as a partner, whereby we form a buyer's group and we buy upstream at higher levels for lower pricing.
Yeah, you had a great opportunity, from what I'm hearing in the note space, of actually putting that, what you just said, into action.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely commend you for that. What are some of the challenges you face with, being in the note business or being in the real estate business? Let's talk about that, the challenges that you have to overcome, on a daily basis to keep you motivated.
I could go. This has been a hellacious year for real estate with me landlording wise. I've had so many properties turn over. Everything from, removing a car that was in a lawn, to crack pipes in the lawn, to doing, nasty clean outs, just on and on with some of these properties. I would say from the note perspective, before the first book came out, I wasn't popular, and there was some real pros to that. I could just kind of be about myself in my own little world. And I really didn't have to answer to anybody. But when the book came out and I kind of exposed myself in the marketplace, now I have a whole flood of people that come to me. And I love the fact that people are coming with a passion and they want to learn and grow and everything else. It's the people that are not really committed. Yeah. Those are the people that bother me the most. Yeah. If you have to ask me, hey, what I really not like about the industry, I don't like the people that think it's easy. The people that don't understand, it's going to require effort. They're looking for something quick. They're not serious about doing anything. They're just looking to kind of tap into what and not looking for something a long-term relationship. Yeah. I think that's really the bothersome.
Yeah, actually, it's the hashtag tire kicker plugged to my mind. Well, it's how to seize the mind game and get the results you want most, right? So, not to insult, because we all procrastinate, we all are tire kicker in some way. I know myself, fight every day, try to be a warrior, one who conquers oneself. But, there's a lot of people that will call me as well on a daily basis, send me emails, and really literally want me to train them in a 5-minute call, or want to constantly take up my time. Yes. And then they're not serious to move forward. They're not serious to commit. So, definitely you strategically picking people to educate is important. You're just not opening it up and
I'm not. It's not a mass approach.
Speaking with them, and you're trying to figure out what their goals are, making sure it's in line with what you're trying to do, and you're selecting them. They have to almost qualify for you to educate them.
And that's why I'm very open, even like on all the webinars I do. The whole thing is I'm like, this is hard work. Yeah. Passive income is very active. You have to roll up your sleeves. You have to put some money out. You're going to be stroking checks to legal. You're going to be stroking checks for training. I have people in my Facebook group page, they come out and they just start complaining already that they're spending a few $100 on training, or why does this cost money or that cost money? I'm like, oh my God, you're going to be spending tens of thousands of dollars. If you do it right, you're going to be spending a ton of money on to move your business forward. I'm like, if you're getting tied up now, I go, this is not for you. Yeah. Yeah. And I kind of but I created the group. Actually, part of it was selfish, the Facebook group, to give people a forum instead of myself answering the same question over and over, which I don't mind sharing. Why not have everyone have the same, be able to benefit from that knowledge? And also there's a lot of people that are much smarter than me that can answer in different ways. Got Matt Kelly on the group. He's going to mix it up with you and other folks in ways that I can't do that.
Yeah, that's great. And I love the site too. We definitely want to thank Martin for coming on the platform and sharing his experience and journey in the real estate arena.
I love this guy. By the way, I love this guy.
Passion for real estate investing. Fupan Bilal, Martin Saenz, another great episode. Stay tuned for more.